You have found sovereign alchemy of the heart. This is where we carve through illusions with truth. Today's blade, money and spirituality. Can you be wealthy and still stand clean before your own soul? Subscribe, like, and drop your questions if you dare. The question of money rots in the shadows of every so-called spiritual community. There is shame, there is greed, there is desperation, all swirling beneath that false smile of abundance. But let's rip this wound open, shall we? Money is one of the last taboos. It is chained to guilt, weaponized by religions, feared by the seekers, envied by the masses. People talk love and light, but secretly lie awake gripped by lack, rage, and regret. Wealth, for all its neutral nature, seems to invite projection, both as savior and as devil. Yet here you are, living on a planet where survival depends on exchange, on money. Ignore this, and you are spiritually asleep. Worship it, and you are spiritually enslaved. The only path for the sovereign soul is to see money with open eyes, no denial, no worship, no whining. Wealth is power, and power unmasks the essence of a being. Who are you when abundance flows? Who are you when it vanishes? We walk into this fire not to be burned, but to finally see what we are truly made of.
Rafael, I just want to be honest. Why does money feel so dirty and shameful, especially when I want more of it?
Money feels dirty because centuries of programming have told you desire is inherently corrupt. You inherit the spiritual rot of entire civilizations that equate poverty with virtue. They want you kneeling, begging, not standing sovereign. The truth is more brutal. Money reveals your hidden contracts, where you sell out, where you judge, where you self-sabotage. Wanting more is not shameful. Lying about it is. The only real sin is hypocrisy. So if you want wealth, own that hunger fully, examine it without flinching. That is sovereignty.
So is it okay to want to be rich and spiritual at the same time? Doesn't that contradict the teachings of great sages?
Most so-called sages lived in societies where renunciation was the only clean escape from corrupt systems. Their teachings warned about attachment, but attachment is not the same as possession. The shackles are in your mind, not your wallet. If you crave wealth to hide pain or lord over others, you are enslaved by it. If you crave wealth as a tool to build, create, and liberate, you are its master. Spirit and wealth are not enemies. Your unconsciousness creates the battle.
Why do so many spiritual teachers end up obsessed with money or become frauds?
Because power reveals the unresolved shadows. Spiritual teachers, if not deeply honest, use their authority to justify greed and self-deception. They cloak their hunger in holy words, convincing both themselves and their flock that abundance is a sign of enlightenment. No. It's a sign of cleverness, sometimes, and of self-mastery, rarely. Most fall because they run from their own wounds, outsource their self-worth to the admiration of others, and eventually choke on the very poison they refuse to recognize.
Does pursuing wealth make me less spiritual, even if I use it for good causes?
What matters is not pursuit, but intention and consciousness. If you chase wealth to escape emptiness, you feed the void. If you manifest wealth to serve your true calling and expand your capacity to love fiercely, you are aligned with your highest self. The outward act is never the real story. The secret is what pulses beneath, fear or freedom.
I was taught that money is the root of all evil. Is there any truth to that?
That is a lazy distortion, repeated by those who either covet power or fear it. The true saying is, the love of money is the root of all evil. Money is a tool, dead, powerless until animated by your intent. Love money blindly, and you will betray your soul. Use money wisely, and you make it a servant of your purpose. The real evil is unconscious attachment and cowardice, not the coins in your hand.
Why do people judge the wealthy so harshly, especially in spiritual circles?
Envy masquerades as morality. The poor judge the rich because it soothes their own feelings of impotence and frustration. In spiritual circles, judgment is doubled. It gives the judges a feeling of superiority and purity while secretly fantasizing about the same wealth. It's hypocrisy. True spirituality doesn't judge wealth, it questions the consciousness of its holder.
Can money actually help deepen my soul's evolution, or does it distract me from true growth?
Money is an amplifier, nothing more. If your soul is shallow, money lets you drown in distraction. If your soul is deep, money becomes the chisel that carves your destiny. It exposes every weakness and invites you to transcend comfort. Money is the crucible where your true character is tested. It is neither friend nor foe, but it will show you who you are.
So how do I know if my desire for wealth is pure or corrupted?
Face your motives fiercely, without censorship. Is your longing driven by fear of lack, insignificance, or ridicule? Or does it surge from a vision to build, to heal, to liberate yourself and others? Purity is not sugary goodness, it is total honesty. The corrupted desire will always feel compulsive, desperate, infected with comparison. The pure desire is fierce, purposeful, but never frantic.
Sometimes I sabotage my own financial success, even when opportunities are right in front of me. Why do I do this?
Because deep down, you are terrified of power. Wealth is power, and power exposes every lie you tell yourself about who you are. If you step into abundance, you must own your choices fully. There are no more excuses, no more victims. Self-sabotage is the ego's way of hiding from true responsibility. Break this pattern by embracing the terror, letting it sear through you. Only then can you claim real sovereignty.
I see so many spiritual people struggling with money. Is poverty somehow more enlightened?
Poverty is not enlightenment, it is a form of bondage. Many use poverty as a badge of honor, a justification for playing small. There is no inherent purity in suffering any more than there is in luxury. What matters is consciousness, alignment, and integrity. Those who sanctify their lack are evading their true power. Stop worshiping struggle as a virtue.
What about the idea that the universe will always provide if you're truly spiritual?
That is magical thinking wrapped in lazy fatalism. Yes, the universe is abundant, but it respects your level of consciousness and action. If you sit on your hands and expect riches because you manifest, you are deluding yourself. The universe provides for those who move with intention, risk, and radical self-honesty. Otherwise, you are just another beggar in spiritual drag.
Isn't it selfish to want more money when others have so little?
Poverty solves nothing. Your lack does not feed the hungry or liberate the oppressed. Real impact comes when you own your desire, accumulate resources, and deploy them with clarity and courage. Guilt is a clever trap, weaponized by those who profit from your paralysis. The truly selfish are those who hold back their gifts out of fear, not those who claim their birthright to abundance.
If I get rich, won't I risk becoming arrogant or disconnected from real people?
Wealth does not create arrogance, it exposes it. If you are arrogant, it will surface with money. If you are grounded and open-hearted, riches will only magnify your depth and generosity. Disconnection is a choice, not an inevitability. The trick is ruthless self-inquiry and the willingness to burn away any illusions of superiority the moment they arise.
Did you have wealth in previous incarnations? What lessons did you learn from it?
I have known both riches and ruin across lifetimes. The greatest lesson is this: wealth is a precise mirror. When I used it to dominate, it devoured me. When I used it to serve, it set me free. The soul expands only when it faces and masters the energies it fears. Money was my teacher, not my God.
Why do I feel guilt when I charge for spiritual work or healing?
You feel guilt because centuries of spiritual slavery taught you that saving souls should cost you everything. That is a manipulation to keep power centralized, spiritual labor undervalued, and true healers disempowered. To offer your gifts freely is beautiful, but to demand starvation in the process is self-abandonment. Charge what is true, what is fair. Your time and energy are sacred resources, not disposable trinkets.
How do I find the right balance between material pursuit and spiritual growth?
There is no fixed formula. Balance is a living dance, not static equality. Place your spiritual growth as north on your compass, let every material pursuit serve that direction. Review your motives daily. If you feel your soul shrinking, prune your pursuits. If you feel your spirit strengthening, keep going. The real balance is relentless self-honesty and soulful recalibration.
I sometimes resent others who are wealthy and seem less deserving. How do I deal with this?
Resentment is a poison that eats only you. You envy their ease because you deny your own worthiness. The universe does not distribute by fairness, but by resonance and ruthless adherence to universal law. Examine your beliefs. Do you secretly believe you are unworthy of abundance? Face that. Channel the energy of resentment into raw clarity and action. Make yourself a match for what you desire.
Can money ever reflect my spiritual progress, or is that just ego?
Money can reflect your progress only to the extent that it arises from new levels of consciousness and service. If your wealth grows in lockstep with your integrity, courage, and creative output, it is a sacred mirror. If your wealth grows as a compensation for emptiness, it is an illusion ego feeding on hollow victory. The test is what you become, not what you accumulate.
Is there a spiritual limit to how much wealth I should have?
There is no cosmic quota. The real limit is the size of your spirit's vessel and the magnitude of your purpose. If you hoard wealth for selfish security or status, it will rot you from the inside. If you channel vastness for healing, creation, or liberation, there is no ceiling. The only limit is your own consciousness and courage to carry the weight cleanly.
What are the spiritual dangers of being poor?
Poverty breeds fear, shame, resentment, and the temptation to sell out your values for survival. It can crush your voice, shrink your imagination, and tether you to dependency. Spiritual danger thrives in lack because you become prey to external authorities, religious, political, familial. You trade authenticity for crumbs. Poverty is just as dangerous to the soul as unchecked greed.
What about charity? Can giving away money absolve my spiritual guilt?
Giving only to cancel out guilt is a powerless transaction. It does nothing for your soul or the recipient. True generosity springs from overflow, not self-disgust. Give, by all means, but first interrogate your motives. The universe keeps no ledger of good deeds done from fear. Give because your heart demands it, not because your shame coerces you.
How do I stay spiritually grounded if I suddenly come into wealth?
Welcome the flood, but build your containment vessel first. Daily, ruthless honesty is your anchor. Keep soul practices alive. Surround yourself not with flatterers but with those who challenge your blind spots. Allocate sacred time to remember your core intent. Let wealth serve your mission, never reversal. Stay vigilant, forget this, and money will dominate you.
Are there any spiritual practices that specifically help heal my relationship with money?
Yes. Shadow work unmasks the stories you absorbed around money, transmute shame by speaking it aloud. Practice fierce gratitude for all resources, small and large. Visualize your wealth as energy, give it form, bless it, demand it serve your highest mission. Embody generosity without self-abandonment. Ritualize both giving and receiving, each unlocks new layers of self-trust.
Bottom line, can I be rich and truly spiritual? Or is that just another lie?
You can be both, in fact. your ultimate challenge is to embody both with radical honesty. Wholeness is not found in splitting yourself between survival and spirit, but in forging a life that unites prosperity and purpose. Most are too afraid to even try. But if you want to be whole, walk with both heart and blade. Anything less is cowardice. Here is your ruthless, practical act: take one story of lack or shame about money that haunts you. Drag it into the light. Name it, write it, burn it. Then ask, who am I, undivided, when nothing owns me, not even my story about wealth? If this cut through your illusions, like, subscribe, and leave the questions you are afraid to ask. This is Sovereign Alchemy, where your excuses die, and your true freedom begins.